It's Mohim for Boxing Domination, and today I'm joined by Martyn Grainger ahead of BKB 38 against Brad Scott. Martin, thank you for joining me. How you feeling?
Yeah, good mate. Been pleasure to speak to you, mate. Yeah, feeling good, mate. Yeah, just ready to go now. Saturday, ready to go now. Yeah.
Last time I've seen you was when you knocked out Simon at the O2, and now you're returning again at the exact same venue.
Yeah.
Tell me how's training prep going for the Brad Scott fight?
Training, it's not been perfect, you know. I don't think any training camp's perfect. But I've got like work. I've got the two wild young kids. Do you know what I mean? And I've got to split my training, so I've got to bring my lads training now again. Do you know what I mean? I've got well inspiring there out in the kid there out the ring, trying to kill each other and stuff. Do you know what I mean? It's hard work, but I've done what I can do, mate, and I'm fit as I can be and ready to go now. Yeah.
Brad Scott, in terms of him as an opponent, do you know much about him going into this fight?
I've seen a glimpse of his Greenwood fight and to go distance to do so well against Greenwood, and he must be a good fight because I do rate Greenwood, and for him to go a distance to get a draw against Greenwood, then he must be decent, yeah. But I just left it to my trainers really. They've watched him like and just left it to them.
In terms of you getting into the world of bare knuckle boxing, of course, that's something I sort of never thought I would see because I remember, you in boxing, you've of course are a veteran, you've had more than 20 fights. I believe you had 20 fights, wasn't it?
20 dead on, yeah, 20.
20, yeah, yeah, yeah. And I still remember your fight with Jack Massey.
Oh
That's
yeah,
the one
he
fight
was
I
a
still
strong
remember.
kid.
So in terms of getting to bare knuckle boxing, how did it come about, and what's the journey been like so far?
The gloves, I retired from glove boxing, like, I've had enough, like, but then my mate kept on, like, mentioning this BKB, like, so I thought, I'll have a look at it, and I ended up getting hold of Jim, and then just went on from there, really, and had my first fight against Eric. But
Yeah,
yeah, I loved it. It's totally different to the glove games. You know what I mean, you might not think so, but it is totally different. You know what I mean? But just get used to it, you know, getting used to the style and stuff. And yeah, it's a lot more gruesome, isn't it?
it is. Yeah, I mean, when you stepped into the bare knuckle boxing ring, um, before you stepped inside, what were you thinking? And were you surprised, when you saw the first punch being thrown at you? Were you a bit surprised, or were you like expecting, this is what I've entered?
I didn't know what I was expecting to say. And I just try to take it all in. You know what I mean? Because I know not that many fights from retiring full stop. You know what I mean? So I just want to take it all in. And then when you get caught off at first, to be honest, it's just the same force with the glove on. Do you know what I mean? It's just you just get lumped up and cut a lot easier, don't you? But the
Yeah.
punching wise, I think it's just same effect really.
And like in terms of your pro boxing as well, uh I can't remember too many guys, but I can remember the most obvious ones. Of course, David Price, that was at the early part of your
Well,
career.
that's just yeah.
Um there was like Jack Massey, there was Isaac Chamberlain. I know the former Southern Area champion, Wadi
Wadi
Camacho.
Camacho, yeah.
Yeah. Um,
Even I remember John Lewis Dickinson. I think I fought him in my fourth pro fight. He went on to win a British. He won an intercontinental world champion or something. John Lewis
yeah.
Dickinson. He was a good kid. Even Harry Miles from Wales. I think he's done the BKB. Harry Miles, Southpaw tricky man. He was hard. He was hard. I fought some
Yeah, I
good kids in
mean,
the glove game.
Miles was good. I mean, I think Miles fought the likes of Ian Lewison. He's fought Nick Webb as well. And
Yeah.
yeah, so in terms of your boxing career, of course, I've always wanted to ask you, and I think it's the best time. What got you into the sport of boxing, and how old were you? Can you tell me a bit about your early amateur days?
I was about 30 when I first started. I'm gonna go. I said to my mum, I said, I want to go to the gym, like. So I like a guy on my street called Craig Reed. He said I'll take him. So he took me. It was like a boxing gym, like, and I just got the book for it. And then my mum found out it was a boxing gym. She was upset about it. Like she never wanted me to box fight. But once I've got the book for it, I got the book for it. You know what I mean? And
So
my amateur, I had you have 19 amateur. I got to two junior ABA finals. I boxed Sam Sexton. Remember Sam Sexton?
yeah,
I
former
boxed him
British
in a
champion. Yeah.
junior ABA final at junior ABA finals. Yeah, he beat me though.
Yeah, because I remember Sam Sexton. He's had a bit of a long career, and towards the end of his career was when he fought Gary Cornish, didn't he?
I can't remember. No, I remember his fight. Who did he fight? No,
I
was
think he beat Gary
it?
Cornish to win the British title.
Yeah, he won the British. Yeah, he definitely won the British, didn't he? Yeah,
Yeah,
but
it was
he's a big guy, wasn't he, as well? Sam Sexton.
massive guy. Yeah.
I think it was 91 kilograms when I fought him in the amateurs. I think it was only 18, 17, I think it was.
He actually reminded me a lot of Big Bad John, John McDermott. I don't know if you still remember
Oh
him.
yeah, I used to like John McDowell. A good fighter, wasn't
Yeah, good fight from St Pancras.
he? Yeah.
In terms of your fight prep as well. What things are you doing differently to this title fight um, compared to your other fights? And this is a title fight, right?
Yeah, this is the British this year. I just sparring more rounds. Just doing more round training and sparring more. I've been doing do eight rounds, but I've been doing like a fresh man in between each round a fresh man to stay sharp. But it's just more rounds, just sparring more rounds.
Yeah, and I've always seen this with a lot of like gloved pro boxers, and I've seen this with current bare knuckle fighters as well. One being the Green Machine, Kevin Greenwood.
Yeah, yeah.
As well, he's of course taking this fight very seriously, and as I'm sure you are too. Um, there's always mental setbacks people have in personal life, and in terms of sometimes having to make weight as well. Being 95 or 100. When you got a draw against Eric, which I know you felt like you won the fight. A lot of people felt like you won the fight. A lot of people felt like Eric won it. But when you got a draw, for example, in your very first fight in bare knuckle boxing, what was your immediate reaction like mentally?
Uh, I got a point deducted in that fight, didn't I? But
Yeah.
so I knew it was going to be close, so draw either way. But uh, what was the question again? Sorry. Oh
Like
yeah, just from that first fight, I just loved it. I just got the bug from it again. I just loved it, and I just couldn't wait to get back in the ring again.
in terms of your pro boxing as well, right? Because I'm going back to your pro boxing because I feel like I can speak about your pro boxing for a good half an hour, really.
Yeah,
But I'll stick to bare knuckle boxing actually. In terms of Brad Scott's style, he's a come forward fighter. But he did seem to get tired during Kevin Greenwood. I don't know if you've seen that fight fully, but I remember watching this fight in the venue and watching it on screen as well. Both fighters tend to be a bit more tired than they were in other fights. Are you, if something like that was to happen, are you gonna capitalize on it, or are you gonna maybe stick
we
to the
just
traditional?
yeah, we have to see on the night, mate. Like I say, I'm feeling fit. You know what I mean? If I turn up and do what I can do, I just focus on myself. And once you get in the ring, I have to just adapt somewhat and take it from there. Do you know what I mean? But we've got a bit of a plan going on. Do you know what I mean? So we'll just stick to obviously this what did Tyson say. Everyone's got a plan to get punched in the face. So just trying to get punched in the face. I can stick to the plan, and then so I mean, just stick to my game plan. Stick to my game plan, I'm confident of coming out of the victory.
That's the way. Look, don't give away any game plan away during this interview. We
That's
don't
what I
want
mean.
that.
I think when I fought Simon, I watched Simon. This is why I've not watched Brad Scott because when I watched Simon, I underestimated him a lot. Do you know what I mean? And when I got in the ring, he caught me. Everything that's over I'm right. He caught me. I thought, wow, you know what I mean? This kid has got a bit of a dig on him, but I just underestimated. You know what I mean? I don't want to do that again. So that's why I've not watched Brad Scott this time. I've just left it to some trainers.
Yeah, yeah, and look, that's something I completely agree with. I've spoken to a lot of pro boxers who have gone into bare knuckle boxing. Not going to name any because I may get in trouble. And
Yeah,
they were like, "Wow, it's it's something I've never expected. As soon as the jab came in, it cut my eye. So anyway, so in terms of sparring as well, a lot of fighters as they get older and into bare knuckle boxing from boxing, they say, we don't really do sparring no more because I've done that during my younger days.
Yeah.
Is that still something that you're gonna maybe imply sometime because you've done 8 rounds and you're sort of towards the end of your career. So I was just wondering, is it body sparring or is it like the usual head guard?
No, it's full on sparring. But I've kept it in house. Like, so I've got two lads who's been coming down. One of them, he just comes at you. So that's gonna get the fitness up, and the other one's more technical. So I've got the two lads. You know what I mean? I've got to adapt both times. Like, but sparring, no, it's still full on. Like, sparring, yeah. Still come out with black eyes and that.
I still remember the fight with Simone. Actually, we done the interview in the back of the O2 near the car
I
park.
know, my face, my mess, wasn't it, my face?
That was crazy. I remember just looking at you thinking, "Oh no, it's not the right time to ask him for an interview. It's not the right time." But I must say though, like you were genuinely one of the most nicest people I've met in boxing and bare knuckle boxing from that meetup as well.
Yeah,
So
thank you. Yeah,
that's something I'll
that's
definitely
what I mean.
say.
I don't keep saying it with this BKB, even though it's like bare knuckle, no glove. Everyone gets on with each other, man. It's fucking
Yeah.
crazy, isn't it? Like after that fight with Simon, we was at the bar having a pint together. You know what I mean? It's crazy. You don't get that in the club game, do you?
No, you don't.
You don't get them
Like
fucking kicking off at weigh-ins and all that, don't they? It's fucking, you know what I mean? It's crazy.
like in the like in boxing, for example, you'd not see all the fighters get together when bare knuckle boxing in general, they get together, we'll get a drink. They'll actually offer each other drinks sometimes. I'm like, wow, okay,
Yeah.
nice
Even
gesture.
even the night before that, Simon was when you sit down and have like a face-to-face chat. You can have, it felt like I was at the bar with him. You know what I mean? Having a drink. Just needed a pint there. You know what I mean? He's another great lad, that Simon. He's a good character.
When I speak to fighters, they have dreams of fighting in America. I spoke to Kevin
Yeah,
Greenwood. He would love to fight in America. Eric Maida would love to fight in America.
he's done it in
So
America.
many,
He's done America and my Eric.
yeah.
But
Um,
Eric, what's it called? Ilson or something.
Eric Olsen, yeah, in America,
Olsen,
yeah.
that's it. Yeah.
He's I also spoke to Jimmy Sweeney, who'd love to fight in his hometown, Ireland one day, if it can ever happen.
That would be good,
Um,
wouldn't it?
that would be an absolute sellout. I want to ask
Yeah,
you the same
that,
question. If you can find any venues, where would it be? Do not say you're cool.
a box that are good. And I boxed at MEN. I boxed a big stadium in Germany. I can't remember. I think it's Hamburg, some stadium in Hamburg. I boxed that. So boxing in York, like you say. But I love to back box in America. But if you asked me this 5 years ago, do you know what I mean? I'd be all up for it. But like I say, I'm coming to an end now, mate. Do you know what I mean? So I don't think it's ever gonna happen.
Yeah, that fight in Germany, it was, I can see it right now. That was back in 2012 on the Pulev
Yeah,
and Ustinov undercard.
yeah. What undercard was that?
It was Kubrat Pulev versus Alexander
Pulev,
Ustinov.
that's it. Pulev and that Povetkin was on it, on it.
Actually, no, the undercard was the Povetkin versus Hasim Rahman. My bad.
Yeah.
Alexander Povetkin, world WBA World Heavyweight title against Hasim Rahman in 2012.
Yeah.
I was like 10 years old back then, so
No.
doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I was only 10 years old, but yeah. Um, thank you, Martin, for the interview. And of course, I'm going to catch you up on May the 4th anyway. But before we let you
Yeah.
go, do you want to, maybe say anything to your sponsors and what
Yeah,
we're
I'm a sponsor.
expecting?
Yeah, big shout out to my sponsor. I've got it on here actually. Sledge Flooring Solution. He sponsors from day one from BKB. Travel First. They sponsor me. Get me a hotel and we travel down to London each fight. The dressers, the pub that I used to work for, dressers, they've always been there for me. Yeah, and just everyone in general, everyone in the town, all the support is unbelievable, and I'm forever grateful for it.
And that's unbelievable. Expect a knockout, Martyn Grainger. We're rooting for you. Get the win.
Boom.
And before we let you go, though, before we let you go, I need to ask you, What are your predictions for your fight against Brad Scott? What round are we going to see a knockout? Because we are going to see a knockout.
My prediction is pain. No, I'm going to whatever. Well, it is what it is, mate. Knockout comes, it comes. Points, it comes. I just want that win. That's it. Whether it comes knockout, points, I just want the win.